What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Another channel that I'm not going to promote here for obvious reasons came out with a Madden 20 leak. Now, it's interesting that they don't actually cite the source other than a relatively unknown YouTube channel and Twitter account, which I find odd, being the one that really located what appears to be a breakdown of game features. And in a way, this actually happened last year. If you remember, a leak came out that was really just the preview of a game that a company had written that turned out to be selling the game on pre-order, but not exactly accurate. So beside that, some things I wanted to go over. It talks about being in the game. Number one, a playable Pro Bowl. Fair enough. We've asked for it to be in the game. We've been told it can't. So it's always interesting to see EA kind of backtrack on these things they say can't be in the game and then all of a sudden come in the game. Superstar in Madden Ultimate Team, which I'm not going to focus on, nor the MUT missions. A new pump fake system. The pump fake has been broken for Madden a very long time. It's interesting. If you think about the pump fake mechanic, you literally would have to have defenders tied to the ball more than they already are. And this is going to be animation-driven pump fakes, I assume, because that's what Madden's been based on in the past. So it really seems like something that's going to be nerfed relatively quickly, and we already have defensive backs that make these really fundamental mistakes to start coding in errors, which is what a pump fake would be, biting on a pump fake. When you can't have play action working correctly, it's intriguing that you can have pump fakes work correctly. Same principle, different defensive player affected. So you can't have a play action affect a linebacker, a D lineman, but you can have a pump fake impact a cornerback. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Unique playbooks, again, I want to get to the point where every team has their own playbook, and their playbook is based on the players they have, and the success of that playbook is based on a coach-to-player morale and chemistry. Just putting in new playbooks, somebody drawing plays doesn't do a lot for me. Now, the scenario engine, which, to be fair, Eric Rayweather had talked about before, seems to be a story mode where basically you go through scenarios to help build an NFL career. I really like this concept. I like the kind of the story-driven aspect of the game, especially if it's going to have depth, especially if it's going to have replayability, but that's been the issue. Anything Madden brings in, even long shot, has really lacked that replay value and that desire for you to want to continually pursue a career, play other positions. I'm thinking if they do anything, you might just see it limited to maybe a quarterback position. Secondarily, face editing. We're only a couple years removed from you being able to put your own player face in the game, which is something EA has completely went away from. So it's odd that they continue to take just about every one of these features out of the game and then over time put them back in. Aside from that, superstar play calling, where basically you can focus on a player. Again, it's going to come down to how that's implemented. I don't want my computer forcing balls to a player, although if you go back and look at the gameplay I've captured through the Definitive Detail series, the game actually does a pretty good job at forcing Matt Ryan to Julio Jones connection, so I assume this is going to be offensively. That, to me, if you're going to have the offense where I'm going to have a player favored, that kind of makes me wonder about defensively how you're going to manipulate the defense to make the offense better. Because historically, that's what we see with Madden. AI manipulation of players to make good players great based on how defensive players react around them, and that's really not the way that it should be. The last thing they talk about is updated celebrations, which are here nor there, but let's be fair. Let's be honest. It's March 12th. We don't have a current Madden 19 in a playable form by EA's own admission as they continue to work on a patch. It is hard for me to get excited. It is hard for me to care. It is hard for me to buy into Madden 20. And I've said for a while, the only thing that is going to make me excited about Madden is when I am told it's completely blown apart. It's completely started from the ground up, and we have a new engine in place for them to work off of. You can add whatever you want into this current Madden. It does not change the fact the foundation of the game, which is the gameplay, is not correct. We already know Rex Dixon approached EA about fixing gameplay and was unable to sell that to them to do, and now we're taking a look at what appears to be maybe the biggest influx of features we've seen in Madden in a very long time, if in fact this is correct, but it does not negate the fact that Madden 20 itself will be built essentially on a broken foundation of gameplay that we've seen play out year after year after year. So pardon me if I don't sound overzealous, if I don't sound overly excited, because I'm not here to sell you a line of promoting Madden 20. I said in another video, overhyping this game has gotten us to the point that it is. When I see gameplay, when I see legacy issues corrected, then I'll not only be excited about playing the game, but what they're adding. But until then, I just don't see the need to get too excited about a series that has continued to underwhelm and overpromise year after year. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you watching this video. You know that I'll be back in the week with more commentary.